Hello everybody and welcome back to STW Sport. I'm host Samuel right here with Hull City fan Rich Anderson. Now please tell me Rich, what's it like supporting a club like Hull City?
It's had its ups and downs, mate. I can definitely agree with that. But, good times or bad times, and we'll always be there.
Yeah, of course, you've been through quite the roller coaster. When you first went in 2002, little would you have imagined Hull be playing in the top tier just 6 years later.
Yeah, Macclesfield 3-0 FA Cup loss was my first ever game. Since then I've seen us play Man City, we beat Leicester, the first game after they won the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, oh sorry, carry on.
That's...
Of course, promotion in 2008 was a big moment. What was it like going to Wembley and seeing the team beat Bristol City?
I think I can safely say that was the first time as a grown man I'd cried my eyes out at something other than my kid being born or something like that. But yeah, it was emotional. Never ever thought I'd see the day we'd play in front of 80,000-90,000 people, as opposed to 7,000 or 8,000 at home.
Absolutely. Well, when you did first come up to the Premier League, victories over Arsenal and Tottenham away in the first few games, how did them sort of wins feel and to be doing so well?
Not only, it's the first time to London to play the big teams, Arsenal and Tottenham, they don't really come bigger than that, to win and to be like top of the Premier League as well. Some of the goals we scored in those games as well, Giovanni, free kick.
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
Cool. Absolutely. One thing I'd have to mention was the FA Cup final in 2014. What was that like going to Wembley season? Hull had a chance of winning a major trophy. What was that like?
I think you could safely ask every Hull fan there is. We went into that game not having a cat and mouse chance. We think we'll go for the day, have a nice day out and put on a performance. And to go 2-0 up as well and to hold them out right up until I think Ramsey scored in injury time to win it.
Yeah.
It was insane. Another one to add to the collection of mad games.
Yeah, and of course after that came a European campaign, albeit a brief one, but that was still must have been something to see Hull City playing in Europe. Again, something you wouldn't have imagined back in 2002.
No, definitely not. If you'd have said back in the day, 2002, we're playing Macclesfield, we'd go on to play in the Europa League, I'd have called you a nutter,
yeah.
To be polite.
Absolutely. I mean, to go into some personal memories now, have you got a favourite Hull City player?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Ian Ashby, without a doubt.
Who, sorry?
Ian Ashby.
Ian Ashby.
Centre midfielder, Captain Marvel,
yeah.
Midfield enforcer, just rough as a come.
Yeah.
Absolute hero.
Yeah, and also to add to that, a favourite manager of all time.
Oh. I really like Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a lot of good things under Steve Bruce, like the cup final, like the playoff final, and things like that. So I think Steve Bruce was up there. A lot of people say Nick Barnby, but Steve Bruce takes it for me.
Yeah. Have you got a favourite atmosphere you've seen at the KCOM Stadium?
The best game, the best atmosphere. The only one that springs to mind was actually it was an away game. We played Sheffield United away in the run-up to the 2008 playoff final. It was one of the last couple of games, and yeah, no, that was pretty intense.
Yeah, of course with that as well. Favourite away day? You got one of them?
I look out when the fixtures come out. I look for teams like Scunthorpe, like Leeds, local derbies, teams that we hate, teams that we don't like. So they're usually up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, going on about that as well, about the manager situation. I mean, when Steve Bruce left at the start of the 16-17 season, when you just got promoted to the Premier League, did you fear the worst? Because a lot of people thought Hull were coming in so unprepared.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then to get a victory over Leicester, who just won the league, must have been quite a boost.
Yeah, I mean, all the drama surrounding how Bruce left with the frustration with the owners. They tried to get rid of him. They wanted the new people that was in the takeover at the time. They wanted, I mean, the Alams said, we want you to take over, but if you take over, we don't want Bruce in charge. So all of that, I mean, I can't blame him for leaving, but yeah, we didn't expect anything, to be fair.
Yeah, of course, one touch on the owners. It's been a nightmare situation for Hull, hasn't it, the ownership in the last few years?
Yeah, a nightmare is putting it lightly. I don't think you could find anyone more hated in the city than them two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not very popular at all.
Of course, one thing about last season, unfortunately, as well, because Jared Bowen leaving the club had such a big effect. Obviously, if he stayed, do you think it would have been different last season?
A little bit. I don't think we would have got relegated, but I think we would have been down there fighting for our lives anyway. I mean, it wasn't just Grzycki and Bowen leaving that killed us. It was the coming back after the COVID break. We had 3 or 4 players' contracts ended that didn't renew it because they was told to play for free. Can't blame them for leaving again, but that's down to the higher ups.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favourite, a team you've seen play live, like a team which has blown you away with an excellent performance, or?
Yeah, Tottenham. We played Tottenham in the Premier League. I think it was our first or second season in there. They beat us 5 or 6-1, and Modric was, I mean, it's no surprise he's gone on to win a Ballon d'Or. He's the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, you've definitely experienced your good and bad days of Hull, as we've already touched on. Do you have a particular worst memory? Don't want to bring that up, but do you have a particular worst memory as a Hull fan?
We played Sunderland. Steve Bruce was in charge of Sunderland at the time, ironically, and we got beaten. I think it was that game that sent us down.
Yeah.
That wasn't particularly happy. And then there was a game we played Burnley years ago. We got two sent off on each side. That was boring. So that wasn't particularly fun.
Yeah. And of course, the one more playoff final, Sheffield Wednesday as well in 2016, got you promoted. Was that another great day of Wembley memory you'll never forget?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't as like the animosity around the owners was still rife at the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a bit of an up yours to them that we got promoted despite the lack of interest, the lack of funding and stuff like that. I mean, it was a happy moment, but it was
still something there. So not as good as the 2008 one then.
No, nothing will ever top that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Dean Windass as well. Does he hold a good place in your heart?
He does.
Dean Windass.
Everybody loves a bit of Dino, don't they?
Yeah.
But, he's a character. We need more characters like Dino.
I was going to say about Phil Brown as well, the man who got you promoted. Does he hold a special place in Hull fans' hearts as well?
He does for me. I mean, I've always liked him. I don't think he was particularly brilliant, but it's like your fun uncle, isn't he? You'll always remember him. Like you had good times with him, but that's where it stays.
Were you at the Etihad with the famous team talk?
No, I wasn't. No, the Jimmy Bullard thing.
I know. A year later as well, Jimmy Bullard reenacted that famous team talk.
He took it well, didn't he, Phil Brown? He took it well.
Yeah. What do you think the future of the club holds at the moment in League One?
Mid-table mediocrity for the foreseeable future. That's all I can see. And to be fair, I'll be happy with that.
Do you think in League One it'll be mid-table in League One?
I don't want anything better than that, because the lower we are, the less sellable we are, and the more chance of the owners leaving. I feel a lot of people disagree, but I feel the lower we are, the less attractive we are to a buyer.
Yeah, that's it. Say one more question. Do you have a top memory against beating a top team? The best memory beating one of the big boys in England or anywhere really? But
I think my favourite win against a big team, it would probably be Tottenham. Because when I was younger, one of my friend's dad was a big Tottenham fan. So being around him all the time, I kind of have a little soft spot for Tottenham. So to see us beat them was.
This is Giovanni free kick one. Giovanni.
One of the best goals I've ever seen. Yeah.
And of course the one he scored against Arsenal the week prior as well.
I know, made him feel like a well beater, didn't he?
Yeah, and this game I always remember. You did lose it, but it was a great game. You lost to Man United 4-3 in the first season. That was a great game. But giving that Man United team a good run for the money must have been something, because that was Man United team who just won the Champions League as well. So it must have been a great feeling as well.
Coming up against players like Rooney in his pomp
and Ronaldo as well. Yeah, it's quite something.
Little old McShane popping up and scoring goals.
Yeah, well, you've definitely been through the ride as a Hull fan, that's for sure. So yeah, well, thank you for the interview today anyway. And thank you for watching everyone. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more interviews. Thank you.